Good morning. It's Monday, October 10th, and the midterm elections are less than a month away. So I want you to all do your homework and get ready to vote. We need every vote that we possibly can get. I'm hoping you vote the way I vote, but vote as your conscience tells you to vote. Not out here promoting anybody. Putin celebrated his 70th birthday on Friday. And on Saturday, he was delivered a huge present. Nobody's taking credit for this particular present that was delivered, but it was delivered with a bang. Somebody blew up the bridge, the Kerch Bridge that connects Crimea with Ukraine. Now, this present was delivered in the wee hours of the morning so that there would be very little chance of somebody being injured. And this is a multifaceted bridge. It has a roadway as well as a set of railroad tracks that go across the Kerch Strait from Ukraine to Crimea. And Putin was very proud of this bridge. When they opened it in 2018, they had a big ceremony. So this is one of his prized possessions. And right now is very important to them because it's the main, the only artery where supplies can get to that southern part of the Ukraine from a Russian territory, which is Crimea. So the military that is sort of in Crimea is kind of stuck because they really can't use the roadway to get across anymore and move their supplies, which the Russian army is desperately in need of, you see. But according to sources close to the incident, they claim the railroad is still running. And as far as I know, right now, there are people in the water inspecting the damage to decide, how much work they're going to have to do to get this bridge up and operating again. And of course, on the Ukrainian side, nobody is taking credit for the birthday present. And everybody suspects that it was the Ukrainians that delivered this birthday present to Putin, but they're not taking any credit for it. And maybe the cards are in the mail, I don't know. While the Ukrainians are not saying anything, the Russians said that 3 people were killed in the early blast on Saturday morning. And on the bridge's upper level, 7 fuel tanker wagons attached to a 59-wagon train heading for the peninsula also caught fire. Now, it's hard to imagine that you have a train that has 59 wagons on it. I don't know whether each wagon is a railroad car or what, but I don't think 59 wagons is the equivalent of 59 railroad cars. But in any event, that is the damage that occurred in the wee hours of the morning, according to a Russian spokesman. So I will assume that it's true, but it's a blow to the special military operation that's going on because this was a primary supply chain for the forces in the southern part of Ukraine. And of course, the Russian official who's in charge of getting supplies across the bridge has claimed that this won't affect them very much. He made this claim not in person but on social media, a Twitter or something like that said this won't affect them very much. And of course they're going to use Twitter or something because then nobody can really ask them any questions, So they're hiding behind social media in order to maintain the secrecy of the true amount of damage that was done. Now, the bridge wasn't split in half. We know that. We can see that from the pictures. But the roadway was damaged pretty badly. And while the railroad cars might still be running, I'm sure that they can't really get certain amounts of supplies across that bridge using the railroad only. So depending upon what the divers down in the water find, the situation could be more or less damaging. But it is very damaging. And it's an image damage, too. Putin took great pride in this bridge when he made the announcement. And so now this new birthday present has thrown a damper on his special military operation. Of course, Putin won't admit that the Saturday blast was a deliberate attack, trying to figure out some way to say that it's an accident of some kind. But he knows this was a birthday present for him, and he probably doesn't really appreciate it, and now he has to figure out a way to retaliate. He can't continue to reassure people that the special military operation is going according to plan when a high-profile structure comes crashing down and there are those battlefield defeats that Russia continues to suffer. We know the Russians are not telling the whole story. They claim there's still 2 months worth of food and everything, as well as a month's worth of fuel. And there can't be any problems. There won't be any problems keeping the Ukraine fully supplied through other existing land and sea routes. But believe me, it will be a much more difficult task with the damage that was done to the Putin birthday present. And now he's trying to recruit more people for his army, and his people are running out of the country as fast as they can. Anybody that's eligible to fight for him is taking off if they possibly can. He's looking for men between the ages of 18 and 65, and they're leaving the country to save their lives. It's like a stampede. And we know that Putin has kept this special military operation as much under wraps as he possibly could. But the whole nation knows he's losing the battle. And that's not what he was looking for at the age of 70. But he's probably too proud and too stubborn to step down. He'll go to the grave with this disaster on his record. So, in any event, that's what's going on in the world today. And I leave you with my thoughts. Have a great day. Bye.